Hi everybody, Geraldine Rose here with a bright summer card that's got foiling and pattern paper. I needed a birthday card for a friend from a card group, and I also was part of the Rediscovery Instagram hop. So I thought, oh, it'll work out. It's summer fun. Birthdays are summer fun. Coffee out is summer fun. I'm going to jump right to the inside of the card today. I know I'm throwing you for a loop. Usually we don't do this. I wasn't fully decided what I was going to do for the front panel. So I used 2 sentiment stamps, the Altenew Coffee Talk and the Close to My Heart to My Bestie. I mixed the 2 of them. This shows that you can do this, especially if you've got different fonts. Custom stamp on the back, and of course you can see that I was doing my usual ombreing and brushing and merging inks on the other. So I thought for the front, I was going to try foiling. And the first one I did, I was trying to do it all in one layer, and it didn't work out with also stamping the front sentiment in. So I tossed that one aside. I'm starting again. I'm just going to do the whole panel at once. There I'm checking my Hammermill to make certain I've got the smooth side down. I like to tape my foil to the back of the card. I find that it keeps it tighter. It's easier for me that I don't get as much over foiling. So I've got my Glimmer machine heated up. I'm going to set that on there, set the timer on it. We'll wait till it's ready. Then we'll run it through your Big Shot. And when you do run it through your die cutting machine, the heat and the pressure are what is going to cause that foil to adhere. So you do want to do it quite slowly. Don't run it backwards. You can cause a shadow layer to happen then because it can shift when you do it a second time or do it backwards. Set that aside to cool. Peeling the tape off the back. We're going to flip it over. We're going to see how we did. Hammermill is one of the ones that's best for foiling because it is so smooth. Foil reveal! Morning, everybody. I'm back. I stayed up until 1 o'clock last night trying to get this done, which is another reason for those of you that have not subbed to please subscribe. There's a lot of work that goes into these things that you guys don't know about. All right, we've got this stencil out. It's also part of that bundle. I am only putting the light pinks over top of it. We did have 4 colors that we were working with for this summer fun Instagram hop, and wanted the light ones in the background. All right, I'm cropping it down because I had that plate just slightly shifted over and I missed a wee bit along the one side, but no worries, no worries. We just took a little bit off the card as well. We'll slap some glue on the back. We're going to set that into place because everything is the same size now. Put the acrylic block over top. These are the papers from one of the Simon Says Stamp card kits. It was the August 2024 and it's paper rose. I also had out the Picket Fence Coffee Understands stamps, and I am checking there to see what portion fits the shirt and which portion fits the pants. And then I'm overstamping it so that I can cut it out. I'm actually going to be doing a little bit of paper piecing here for the blouse that this young lady or older lady is wearing and the pants. And I did those in the pinks and purples that were part of this particular Insta Hop. So here we go with the long skinny pants. I don't ever remember having legs like that when I was younger. To be young again. Oh well, young at heart, aren't we all? Okay, so we have done the same with the pants, and the pants, because they come up really black with the stamp because the pants are a solid portion, I only went along the edges. So it was a little bit harder for me to cut these out, but I just kept flipping them back and forth against another one of those stamps that I had set aside, and then was able to get them fussy cut out. I wanted to darken the color a little bit more with purple, so I've come in with one of my ink blending brushes along it. And there. That was the background stamp that I was doing for it so that I could lay those pieces down. And the parts that we're going to be showing through, grabbed out my alcohol markers, and I am coloring those in pinkier tones than the normal skin tones because it would tie in with our colors for the hop. Because the portions to color were so teeny, I didn't worry about bringing in a second or a third color to ink blend them. Here's the fun part. Gluing down the pants first. We're going to put her blouse on over top of that. Thank goodness for semi-long nails, right? Did you notice I broke the one? All right, so we've got her clothes in place. And it's time to color in her coffee mug. Didn't want to do a red one. That's Christmas time. So we came in with a hot pink. Somebody out there has got to have a hot pink cup that they sell. And you thought the fussy cutting was done. Oh no, this is snipping it away from the background stamp that we had glued it down on top of. Luckily, most of them are in fairly straight lines other than her hair, which I was very careful about. I'm checking to see how she's going to look on the panel. Because, of course, we've cut and some of the black from the edge of the stamp has been taken away, I got out a fine liner and I'm just going around the edges to darken those up. So I have to get the book. I did that in a dark purple cardstock, and that is stamping her hand that goes over top of the book. So we will now jump to the front sentiment. Started out with some of the oxides in purple and pink tones. I am going to do my brush blending on them so that it does do a gradient through that entire sentiment. The good thing about oxides is, of course, they stay wet a little bit longer. So you either heat set them or you put embossing powder over top of them. This was sparkle. Of course it was sparkle because it's a birthday card and it's a summer fun card. And I'm setting it into place with the heat gun so that it's permanent and I don't smear it. Versifying Claire, does it to me all the time unless I put some embossing powder on. Very delicately putting the paper for the book in place and dabbing the book into some glue and putting it into place. I felt like I was playing doctor. Remember that kids game where if you hit the sides with the tweezers, it would buzz you out and you pass it off to your brothers or to your neighbor kids that were playing with you. Had to put her little hand in so she had something holding the book. Auditioning what size of circle die cut that I need for this. I had some leftover fine frames from Altenew. One of them I wanted to color up in a bit of a pinkish tone, so I took my alcohol marker and colored that and checked the holographic one against it. The die cut that we chose out, we're taping it into place, running it through our die cutting machine. I'm going to check to make certain that I actually got the alignment pretty good on it. Yay! This is the Zero Waste Wildflower Meadow cover plate. I only wanted portions of this, so I had cut out more pieces of that paper from Paper Rose from the card kit and laid them down over top of them. Of course, you can see I flipped my plates around because I'm cutting up into the top cutting plate now, just so that I could see where I was laying them down. Because they had some other tones other than that were in the InstaHop, I brought in some pinks and some purples and I ink blended around those particular portions to slightly shift them, tint them into the colors that we wanted. Piecing together, that was the Altenew Open Rose. That was the only one that we had of that style. Because everything's shifting around on this card right now, we'll start gluing down some of the background flowers. These were the other ones that we took from the Zero Waste. I wanted to deepen just around the sentiment, so I took out the pink blending brush that I have, the lighter one, and I went around the edge just with the ink that was left on the brush. So you can see I'm still gluing some more of those flowers into place. I did cut out another batch of them because it didn't look quite as full as I wanted it to be. I wanted like a blooming cascade of flowers coming down. And I'm going to put her next. I've got her pretty much the forefront, but I will set one flower over top of her so that she does blend in with those flowers and becomes part of them. It adds a little bit of depth to it as well, making certain that we've got the overall sentiment in the right spot. There's one flower over the top of it. You can see I've already got the other pink one over top of her. And the glue hadn't gone down to the bottom. So there's, I set it on its side instead of putting it back in its residual holder. It was wonky for me. Putting the little itsy bitsy centers of the flowers into place. It's very relaxing. It's very zen to do that. This was the Nuvo Strawberry Coulis. It's another kick I've been on lately. But they do add a lovely little highlight on top of things like flower centers. And I thought her glasses. They needed glossy accents because glass is reflective, right? Okay, so we've got out some confetti here. The Simon Says Stamp Champagne and Rainbow Confetti. We're popping that into place with the flowers in the background in a lovely little assortment of pinkies and purples that will go for it. And that's the finished card. Isn't that a happy birthday card? It totally ties in with summer fun. You know, go out for coffee, celebrate. So you guys all go out, be that change you want to see in the world too. I'm going to get this in the mail because I've got literally 2 days to mail it off to this lady. I want to thank everybody for liking and subbing. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.